We are back at the Maple on Board Vanguard, who have been very kind to sponsor us to come this year to Spiel. That means that we are doing a lot of interviews and we are taking a look at some absolutely fantastic games. So stick around and welcome to So Play Wheel at Spiel 2025. One of the most exciting things about being here with Maple on Board is that I get to see games that aren't out yet, which is exactly what's going on with Cap and Stems. We're going to take a look with Brandon Patton, the designer. Brandon, hello.
Hello.
Okay, this is a prototype and it's already looking very enticing and very, very cool.
Thank you.
We're going to be talking about mushrooms.
Yes,
This is all about caps and stems. tell me about
And
caps and
speaking
stems.
of caps, I forgot to put the caps on during setup, so I'm going to do this real quick. Here we go. Yes, so this is my love song to fungi, to mushrooms. About 5 years ago, I decided to make a game about mushrooms, and I started joining the mushroom clubs where I live in Seattle.
Okay.
And buying all the field guides and doing lots of research and getting just really in love with all the variety that nature has. Mushrooms, the more you learn about them, the more you want to learn about them. It just goes deeper and deeper and deeper. It's a fascinating subject. And I wanted to make a game that was not just a light game with a little bit of cute mushrooms on it, but was really about mushrooms, really about the organism and about the interesting. So the mushroom is not the living part; it's the fruit. It's like the fruit of the tree. But they come in so many different varieties. So when I started out making the game, I had to look at all of these different things about like the traits, the characteristics about mushrooms, and I settled on 8 different categories that I could base the game around. And so when you are playing cards and when you are growing mushrooms, these are the categories that are true to life about these mushrooms. And there's 150 different cards. Each one is a different species. So I had to get art for each one of those cards.
That's a lot.
Yeah, and there's also was a wonderful lucky thing that happened where there was a famous botanical illustrator who died in the 1980s, and there was a museum who had the rights to most of his work. And so I was able to license some of his work, and he is probably in the top 3 botanical illustrators of all time. So he's my favorite cards. I forget how many, but probably about 40 of the cards are his artwork, which is just fantastic. And then all my other artists, I was like, do your best. See if you can match this guy.
Match this.
Yeah.
Okay, so how does Caps and Stems play?
Okay, here's how it works. So you're going to be playing cards, and you're going to be growing mushrooms, and then at the end of the game, you're going to reveal some of your secret agendas, right? Which I call mycology cards. So those are hidden from your opponents. When you play your cards, each player has a path mat, which is 5 different paths through the woods. And this part of the game is a tableau builder. Each card has different instructions on it, and so it's a puzzle trying to figure out the best order to play your cards in, whether you're going to stack them higher or go wider. And your hidden cards also give you different incentives. So you're balancing a lot of different incentives and just trying to figure out the best way to gain the most points. But as you're doing that, you also want to think about opportunities to grow mushrooms on the map that score lots of points. And so you might say, oh, I'll play this card and get lots of points, but there's not the greatest spot on the map. Or you might say, oh, I don't get very many points when I play this card, but it's a great spot on the map. Well, ideally, both, right? So you're making a plan, and then you're changing your plan based on what emerges. So when you play cards on the map, every card starts out here, and whenever it covers up a white circle, you gain a spore. So this is kind of the currency in the game that helps you grow mushrooms. And so it's a 12 rounds of play. You're only going to play 12 cards. The game lasts about 30 minutes per player, so it can go up to 4 players. There's also a solitaire version. And then your next round, you're going to play a different card. When I played this card, I did not have enough spores to grow the mushroom.
Okay.
So I got a little, we call it a pity spore if you can't grow. And then I look at this mushroom, I want to play this one next. This one, I could play it on top of here, or I could start a new path. Okay. And if I play it here, the rule is everything in a path has to have one of these symbols in common. So if I play it here, then I'm saying this path is only going to be this purple ring symbol, which is the trait that is for rings on stems.
Okay.
So then I'm committing to this path only being for those kind of cards. And then if I want to play this one later, I'm not allowed to play this here. No, so I'd have to start a new path. Okay. Okay.
So you have to be very sure as to where you want to go, if you're going to be able to do before you commit to a path.
It's a game. You have to make decisions, right?
Yep, yep.
Okay. So you're making your decisions, you're going through, and you're thinking about, okay, well, this card says I'll get extra points if I play delicious cards, which is pretty terrible because I haven't played a single delicious card yet, right? So I better change my strategy for that. This card is saying that my mycelium, which is on the board, we each have a mycelium, and it matches our expertise card. Okay. So this is a leveling up mechanic. So you start out level 0, you don't know very much about mushrooms, and hopefully by the end of the game you've achieved level 5 and you're a master mycologist, right? And then this is your little mycelium on the board, and whenever you grow next to that, that's how you increase your expertise. Okay. But this card that I have also rewards me for having mushrooms with the smelly symbol that have grown next to my disc. So now I'm like, okay, I want to play delicious cards here, but I also want to put smelly cards on the map. And then, oh, that's great, because I also want to play more smelly cards on my paths. And then this one says, you want to have no spores left over at the end of the game, so I got to play very efficiently. Okay. And you have 4 very different cards. You would have different
very high path in the game. You have a path with at least 6 cards in it.
So you want a really high path.
Okay. You get 10 extra points.
You path 3. So you want your high path probably to be path 3. Yeah. Because that would save you time. But this one also says path 1. So it could be path 1 or path 3. And this is saying you also want high path. So you don't want to go wide. You want to go high. Right. And so that's one of the decisions we make as we go. But actually, we don't start out with all 4 of these. So you get them gradually during the game. Oh, so it's a little harder. It's a little harder to plan ahead. You start out with 1, and then every time you gain a level of your expertise, you get a new one. Okay. And so that's part of the game, is making a plan and then changing your plan, and then making a plan and then changing your plan.
So improvisation is important.
Yes. Okay. But the most delightful part of the game is building your mushrooms, your 3D mushrooms, right? Yes. So how does that work? So we've played some rounds, we've gained some spores, and we finally have a chance to grow a mushroom. Here's a really strange one. This is the green stain cup. Actually, no, let's get one that's a little more famous than that. Let's try, here we go, the octopus stinkhorn. Okay, so we're trying to grow our octopus stinkhorn. So the way it works is that the white pieces are free. You can always get a white stem, and if you need a white cap, you can get a white cap. But this particular mushroom needs, I'll show it here, it needs, we call this the cultural category, the unusual category, and the smelly category. They're called stinkhorns for a reason. Okay. Okay, so then we would need to spend our 3 spores to buy these 3 pieces that we need. Okay. We buy our pieces. This is the part that's kind of like Legos, where you put together your little mushroom. The smelly piece goes at the top. Oh, terrible. That is the grossest thing I've ever smelled. And then we look at where the mushroom is allowed to grow. Okay. This particular mushroom can actually grow on grass, soil, or wood chips. So it can go anywhere. But some mushrooms are more picky, like this one can only go on a dead tree. Okay. So each spot on the map has a kind of tree and a kind of ground. And most mushrooms care only about the trees or only about the ground. There are exceptions. So then I look around and I say, where can I get the most points for this? So being next to other mushrooms that have the same traits gets you more points.
Okay.
So I get more points if I'm next to the heart, or next to the yellow square, or next to the smelly. But also, you gain a level of expertise when you're next to your disc. So I'm going to want to go next to my disc.
Yep.
I'm going to get extra points. I'm going to go up a level on this. That's going to get me a special power. There's a little chain reaction of things that happen, and it's going to get me, you know, my new mycology card. So a whole bunch of new incentives have been gained. And that's how it goes. And the map starts out kind of empty, and you're not scoring very many points. But over the course of the game, it fills in, it gets very crowded, and then you can start to decompose mushrooms, and you might have a whole bunch of mushrooms in an area like this, and they're very crowded, and then you can remove one, and then place the perfect mushroom right here, and score 12, 13, 14 points, and you're very proud of yourself. And then also you have, if you're going tall up here, you might get a card like this, gain 1 point for each card under this. That's nice, you already played 6 cards, so then the 7th card gets you 6 points. So there's just, it's a game about points. It's a feel-good game, it's a cozy game. No one really attacks each other.
Okay.
And I wanted to make a game for, you know, people who love nature, and a game that feels good even when you lose. Because it's delightful to make mushrooms, and even if you don't get the most points, you still did a lot of clever things, and you're kind of proud of yourself. So,
when is it coming to Kickstarter? Because this is going to be...
It is on Kickstarter right now.
Oh, okay.
And it ends on November 6th.
Wow. Okay.
But I will have some late pledges available.
Good. And how's the Kickstarter going?
Kickstarter's going great. It's exceeded my expectations. It's, as of filming, it's around $75,000 US dollars, 850 backers. So, and I have another 2 weeks to go. So.
Okay, so it's not the case you reached the 1,300.
Yeah, and I'm not a big, I'm just me. I'm not a big company, so I'm very excited.
That's very good. Yeah. When will it be hitting the backers?
So I think I'll be fulfilling to backers in September 2026.
Okay, that's good.
And then I hope that I can get the game into stores right before Christmas 2026.
Okay.
But you know, sometimes those deals take a little bit longer, so.
Well, hopefully we'll see you here with the game fully produced next year.
Yeah,
that would be absolutely awesome. Brandon, best of luck. I think this looks absolutely amazing. When I saw it in the display cabinet here at the booth, I thought, oh, this looks very, very exciting. And I am absolutely amazed at the amount of work that you've done.
Yeah, it was a big research project, really fun, really fun.
That's awesome. Best of luck, and thank you very, very much indeed, sir. I think this is going to be amazing.
Thank you, Marco.